be quiet. She can't say poker. Tell them everybody has to stop for 10 minutes. Lindsay, Christina's a special request. Yes. Silence. Oh my gosh. We're gathering for the musical corner again.
Musical corner.
Musical corner.
Wow, asking the shower speed, man.
So you need to tell
So, oh yeah. So most of you know the story, but what was that? Probably 2.5 years ago, February of 2010, 2011, February of 2011. Christina was kind of in the midst of her journey and all that, and Andie and I have been good friends for a really long time, probably since like 2003, and did music stuff together and all that. And through music and through that whole journey, Andie ended up moving to Portland with some other friends of ours, and we played some gigs together and ended up hooking Christina and Lindsay up with Andie, and we would all kind of go hang out at these really kind of creepy, bizarre clubs and all that stuff, and we just had a great time, and it was really cool. And then Christina's cancer stuff happened, and through that, Andie and I had a conversation a number of times about, hey, wouldn't it be really cool to write a song for Christina just for fun? And we talked about it, and nothing ever really materialized. And then she called me again, and it had to have been somewhere January, beginning of 2011, and said, hey, met some people, shared my story at Bible study, and one of her friends at Bible study was like, oh, this sounds cool, and had some connections, and ended up collaborating with some guys in the Portland area. And basically the idea was I want to write a song, and really these collaborators kind of came up with the foundation of it. And then she called me and said, hey, we have kind of a song. She wrote some lyrics, and then next thing I know, I was in Portland recording drum tracks for this song. We kind of just put the songs, I think we started at 7 in the morning, and by 7 at night we had the whole thing done. All the studio time was donated, and it's like an incredible studio. And everybody donated their time and efforts, and people from all over Portland came. Turned out that there was tons of cool stuff, like Tammy's nephew was the guy playing piano on it, and it wasn't even like we tried to work that out.
He didn't know until it was over.
He didn't know until it was over that he was, part of it. Tammy's nephew.
Yeah.
He knew he was the nephew, but he didn't know that there was a connection. And then we were sitting in the room and going, man, what are we going to do next? We got to get this thing mixed, and we got to get this thing mastered. So I sent a text. This is how it all came. This is how we found out that Tim was on the project, or that Tim was part of the thing. But I texted Dan Hansen, Tammy and Dave's son, in Nashville, who was doing music production, and said, hey, would you be willing to maybe help out? And he was excited to do it, sent the tracks to him, and that's when we figured out that Tim was related. It was really weird. And we sent the tracks off to Dan. Dan said, hey, I have a buddy who does mastering for big name people. He's done it for thousands of different bands, all that. He's like, he'll do the mastering, and he's like, so he did that. We got the track back. We have the track. It's great. It's fun. It's cool. So that's a long story. We finally got it up on iTunes with all the proceeds going to Christina's foundation, all that stuff. So this is kind of a song that we feel like Andie was really blessed with and just given at the right time. Because a lot of times you try to write a song and it's just painstakingly slow, and you just can't. It just doesn't happen. And then all of a sudden it's like at the right time, and it just happens.
And I hadn't written a song in a very long time, and this one just was there. It just happened. And between myself and Chris sitting down and saying, no, that's dumb.
Only.
No, we need to rework that. No, it just kind of happened. It was pretty awesome. So
It's cool.
good
Let's
story.
play it.
Okay.
Enough talking.
All of that, and I still don't remember the lyrics.
It's alright. I don't know lyrics either. Just trying to